Picture this dark, foggy London streets of the late 1800s, the sound of footsteps echoing through the narrow alleyways. As we zoom in on a gaslit street corner, a shadowy figure lurks, shrouded in mystery. Welcome to Wonderwave. In today's episode, we unravel one of the most infamous unsolved mysteries in history, the case of Jack the Ripper. In the autumn of 1888, London's East End became the scene of a chilling series of murders that would captivate the world and leave investigators puzzled for over a century. But who was Jack the Ripper? Why did these brutal killings stop as suddenly as they began? And how did a single figure manage to escape justice in the heart of one of the world's largest cities? Let's journey into the fog of history, where myth and fact intertwine. Our story takes place in Whitechapel, a densely populated, impoverished district of London. By the 1880s, Whitechapel was notorious for its overcrowded conditions, high crime rates and widespread poverty. It was a place where life was harsh and survival was uncertain. Many people in Whitechapel lived in squalor, and the area was home to a large number of immigrants and transient populations, making it a difficult environment for the police to control. The Whitechapel murders, as they were initially called, occurred between August and November of 1888. The victims were women, all of whom were sex workers living in the area. The brutality of the murders, marked by deep throat slashes and the removal of internal organs, shocked both the police and the public. Let's take a closer look at the victims. Mary Ann Nichols, killed on August 31st, 1888. Annie Chapman, murdered on September 8th, 1888. Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes, both slain on the night of September 30th, 1888. Mary Jane Kelly, found dead on November 9th, 1888, the most horrific of all the killings. These women shared common hardships. They were often homeless, struggling with alcoholism, and turned to sex work as a means of survival. But beyond their troubled lives, they became central to one of history's darkest mysteries. The locations of the murders were all within a short distance of each other, deep in the heart of Whitechapel. This proximity suggested that Jack the Ripper was intimately familiar with the area, able to move quickly and quietly through the maze-like streets. The police, however, were ill-equipped to handle such a case. The Metropolitan Police Force was under extreme pressure from both the media and the public, and the lack of forensic technology made their investigation an uphill battle. Despite this, they made every effort to catch the killer. Scene transition. Over the years, countless individuals have been named as potential suspects. Some believe Jack the Ripper was a local butcher or surgeon due to the killer's apparent anatomical knowledge. Others suggest the involvement of someone of high social standing, perhaps even a member of the royal family, a theory popularized in books and films. Notable suspects include Montague John Druitt, a barrister who disappeared shortly after the final murder; Aaron Kosminski, a Polish immigrant and known mental health patient; Walter Sickert, a famous painter with a dark and peculiar fascination with the murders; Prince Albert Victor, the Duke of Clarence, whose rumoured involvement sparked conspiracy theories about a royal cover-up. Despite the volume of theories, none of these suspects have been definitively linked to the crimes. Scene transition. What makes the Jack the Ripper case so enduring? Perhaps it's the brutality of the crimes, the mysterious letters, or the fact that the murderer was never caught. But it's also a tale that reflects the darker side of Victorian London, a city grappling with rapid industrialization, poverty and social inequality. The fear that Jack the Ripper instilled in Londoners spread like wildfire. His identity became a blank canvas onto which society projected its anxieties. Even today, the mystery continues to capture the imagination of true crime enthusiasts, historians and conspiracy theorists alike. Scene transition. Modern forensic science and historical research have provided some new insights. In recent years, DNA analysis of artifacts linked to the case has pointed to one possible suspect, Aaron Kosminski. However, the evidence is far from conclusive, and debates continue among experts. The case of Jack the Ripper remains unsolved, and perhaps it always will. As long as there are questions about his identity and motivations, the legend of Jack the Ripper will live on, a haunting reminder of a time when the streets of Whitechapel ran red with blood. Closing scene. And that's the story of Jack the Ripper, the phantom killer who terrorized London and vanished without a trace. What do you think? Will we ever know the true identity of Jack the Ripper? Or is it a mystery that will remain unsolved forever? Thank you for joining us today on Wonderwave. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more historical mysteries and unsolved cases. Until next time, stay curious.